keys? Listen, puppy. In your butt? You're good. Back up.
So we're heading out to the park and we are going to walk a little bit, and if we can make it up the mountain, we're going to see how far we can go, and then let the puppy run around for a little bit too. Dempsey over there.
I actually met Chris in jiu-jitsu class. So I came in on a random day. He actually taught at freestyle martial arts, which is where I was doing jiu-jitsu, but I'd never had seen him around. And I came in one day, I asked him to be my drilling partner, and that was like the first time we were just kind of meeting and talking and stuff. And since I'd never seen him before, I decided to slide into his DMs afterwards, because I was like, if I don't like hit him up now, I'm probably not gonna see him around, because I hadn't seen him up until that point. So I started messaging him, and then we just kind of started talking and hanging out. He is like the hardest working person I know. He will train, like aside from the actual like training and like work ethic that he has, he's just like obsessed with it and has such a passion for it. He'll train like 2-3 times a day, and still when he's like resting, he's studying film footage, and he's always just like going out of his way to like just learn from the best. Like he'll find like the best boxer in the area, the best like Muay Thai person. He'll go to like seminars here and there to like get the best out of each like individual martial art, and then like put it all together. He trains with the best guys. Yeah, just amazing work ethic. Like wakes up at 6 in the morning to go hit pads, comes back, cold plunges. He's just like all about that life. Like it's almost exhausting to watch it. But yeah, that's why he's just like such a good, like well-rounded fighter. I definitely have that like kill him attitude, but I'm always nervous. I go to like all his fights, all his like actual fights, PKBs, jiu-jitsu tournaments, whatever. But I'm definitely, like with the fights, I'm so nervous. Like I always need like a beer in my hand to like calm the fuck down. Yeah, I definitely have that kind of like kill 'em attitude about it, but I get nervous. I've gotten less nervous over time just because I know he's such a good fighter. But, at the end of the day, it's still fighting. Like you never know what's gonna happen. So I'm always a mess.
So first one is gonna be pre-workout. Gym, 4 class, take it like 35-40 minutes before class. Just kind of helps you give you that extra kick, that extra push a little harder, do that couple extra sets that you normally wouldn't be able to do. It's also got some protein in it, and then some vitamins just to help your muscles. Next one will be the post-workout. I drink this like part way through my class, and like towards the end of my class, finish off the end of the class. This helps with muscle recovery and healing, and just kind of a little extra boost in vitamins that you're burning while you're training. They all go in individual ones. So this is going to be 45 minutes before my class. This one will be part way through my class to the end of my class. I'll drink it throughout my training. And then this is my protein that I'll do at the end of my class. Just helps with just the strength of your muscles and the rebuilding of your muscles. Head over to Dylan's and pick up some cash for his tickets that he owes me. Say what's up to him for a minute before I go train.
So I started training MMA in high school. I started with wrestling when I was 15 years old, and then I started cross-training with boxing. I didn't really compete in boxing. I was mostly wrestling throughout high school. I got cut from the basketball team, so then that's what kind of nailed me in there. And then in college, I took a break for a little bit, and then my teacher introduced me to Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, and then I transferred into Taekwondo and started cross-training those. And then once I hit 24, 23, I took my first MMA fight. So it was funny because I had these goals written out, like, okay, I want to be, a black belt in Taekwondo, I want to be a purple belt in Jiu-Jitsu. I don't think I was quite a purple belt, but I was at fight camp, and Matt Tonka was like, hey, there's a fight if anybody wants to take it at 145. And I'm like, dang, that's around my weight class. I talked to Matt, my nerves were like sky high, because you always think about this like goal that you want to get in there and do, and then when it starts to like get closer and closer, you can just feel everything, the cortisol, the adrenaline, and the first fight, I didn't really know how to work through it. You know what I mean? Like there's things you could do and tap into where you can kind of work through those like anxious feelings. I didn't really know much of that. I just kind of did training, but yeah, it was a lot.
EJ's dedicated and committed to everything that, you know, inside of the ring, outside of the ring. Everything he sets his mind to, he goes at 100%, you know. Like little things, your truck, man, you know what I mean? Like you had a vision with that truck and spent years making that truck exactly what you wanted. It's everything that he's ever chosen to do has been 100%. And so he's very committed, very driven, self-driven, I'd say too. There's really nobody standing at his back telling him, go, 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 go. He feels the need to go. And in my opinion, I believe that that's what makes him different than other people. He's willing to put himself in a place willingly that if someone were to take him there, he's been there. He's chosen to be in this spot many a time before this day. And it's through that will to just go and to dominate, you know, to kick ass at what you do, you know, and make a name, you know. Honestly, from watching the fights, I think the wild man thing doesn't necessarily come from like an attitude. It's more of just like how you fight, you know. It's like advice to homeboys: stay on your toes, because this dude he'll wrap you up into a pretzel quick. He's always moving forward. And I think that's kind of, and the wild man has definitely got to come from him. Just that you're willing to put in the amount that you're willing to put in work-wise, man. You know what I mean? The people are going, holy shit, dude, you're a wild man. You know?
I've known EJ for, like 10 years. I feel like we've always shared a common love for the sport, so it's cool to still see him here many years later doing the exact thing that he loves to do. He's a stud. He actually cornered me for my fight, for I believe it was my second fight. So just a stud, fight IQ is through the roof, works hard. Yeah, excited to watch him perform.
So I've been training with EJ the Wild Man for about 2 years, and I love him as a training partner, you know, and of course as a person as well. Just training though, it's always wild. You know when you're gonna spar with him, it's gonna be a fun night. Whenever you're gonna train with him, it's gonna be a fun night. You better be technically sound, because he's coming at you with some wild stuff, and if you're not ready for it, it's gonna get you. So I'm really excited about this fight. Can't wait to see what's gonna happen. I mean, anytime he puts on a pair of gloves, it's exciting. So my blood's pumping. I'm ready to go. This little guy's ready to go, aren't you? Yeah, it's gonna be a good night.
He started doing some private lessons with me, which turned into him coming into fight camp. He's just been a sponge. He really absorbs everything that I teach him. He implements in his game. If you watch his fights and you hear me coach him, he'll do exactly what I'm telling him as he's fighting. It's super impressive to watch him do that. Like I said, his work ethic is second to none. He's always the first one in camp. He's the last one to leave. He's the first one to help other students. And really, the sky's the limit for a kid like that. He's got talent, athletic ability, incredible work ethic, and he's humble and kind. I respect him a lot. We've been getting after it this training camp. He actually started camp about 3 weeks early. Probably gonna have about 9 weeks getting ready for EJ. Gonna put my foot on the gas with him and just keep training as hard as we can. You're gonna get the best Chris Rios you've seen yet.
To go for this title for King of the Cage, it's a lot. Like, starting a few years, you don't really know what's in store. You kind of, you know, toss your hands in the air, you train as hard as you can, and you just see where it goes. You know, it's hard to kind of like force what's going to happen, especially with like fighting, but we've been here, you know, before with WFC, that the title match for them, and now we're here for King of the Cage. And it's a big opportunity, not only for me, but for my team, for my coaches, and really to give back, you know, to show my appreciation in a different way through the focused effort, and just display our skills in terms of the schools that I work with, the coaches that I work with, and really just put all of that on the line.